Hi everyone, welcome to the Punchy Panda stream. I'm going to be trying to stream on two platforms here with YouTube and DLive. So hopefully this works out. I have my YouTube going. Don't really have the... Oh, DLive's working now. Hello DLive. I think I have like 20 backers on DLive. Oh, 16, sorry. I know you have 20. Well, welcome. This is the Punchy Panda stream. I am your host, Nolan Lee, and I usually do these streams while I work on my freelance and personal works. And so this is a way for me to talk about, or just have like a virtual studio. Right now I'm working on some freelance stuff, so I can't really share my screen, but I use this to show people what it's like being an artist and working from home. And a lot of times I'll be talking on here, trying to help coach myself through some of these problems that I'm working with these freelance illustrations. So I'm working on one right now. I can't really talk about it I can't really show it because of the NDA that I signed. So I need to get it done. So I'm kind of a little bit behind on the Punching Panda stuff. So I'm working off of my Cintiq monitor here, trying to work on it and finish it so I can get to my other Panda stuff. It's kind of taking a pause right now because it's the deadline is kind of coming up, and I also discovered that I am on jury duty for next week, so I need to put my affairs in order before that happens. So that's a lot of fun. I haven't done jury duty before, so it's something that I have something to look forward to, I guess. New experience. So I also, in the description below for both DLive and for YouTube, I just came out with a new book, Panda is Still Fat, and it's a book of haikus and illustrations. Here's a sample here where you have the haikus are written in English, so I don't know how to write Japanese or Chinese. So I thought about getting these translated, but humor is definitely a fickle thing to figure out in terms of translation. So I'm not savvy enough in either language, and I would have to really know and really trust that the tone is going to be maintained through both of them. So anyways, this is the book. It comes in hardcover and softcover. I raised it on Indiegogo. I can't talk today, but I can't talk every stream. This is pretty much me every day, and so I funded it on Indiegogo. So I'm just put in the submission, the order for all the books to be printed, and so I just put those in yesterday. I was just waiting for this proof to arrive, and so it contains my the Punching Panda. He's my main guy, and all the rest are some of them are new characters for the new book. So there used to be three of these characters were are new, or 7 of these characters are new additions. So it's been a fun journey. So I'm just waiting for all the perks to arrive. I have the perks such as new buttons, stickers. This is one of my characters, Topher the Akita, and I'm going to be posting these on my web store, which you can find in the description. I want to send these out first to my backers because I want to honor that they contributed to my book, and so that will be happening pretty soon, as soon as the books arrive. So it'll probably be a couple more weeks until they arrive. So you'll be hearing all the tip tapping of my keyboard. So one of the things on this stream I'll talk about various topics, but sometimes you might just get big gaps of silence, unfortunately. But what I would like to do eventually, at some point, is to have better programming. I'm still new at this and trying to figure out the streaming game or the content creation game. And I see other artists and other creators, they're basically making content all the time, and so it's kind of a challenging thing to have to work with. Sorry, I'm just looking through D Live right now. So I have one viewer. I think I have one viewer on D Live. D Live is a new platform for streaming, and I came onto it after hearing about some YouTubers trying it out, where it's a cryptocurrency based platform, so it uses Lino points. And I thought, well, the barrier to it's low risk. There's no barrier to entry, and I just need to just stream and cultivate it. But I took a little break off of it because I was having computer issues, and my computer couldn't handle streaming. So I ended up just putting that on pause until I could resolve my streaming issues. So yeah, one of the things I had to one of the things I had to resolve as I'm working on art or with my computer was having to switch from Mac to Windows. So if you had checked out my previous streams, you know that I recently switched computers to from a MacBook Pro to a PC, so a desktop PC, and that was kind of a big shift. I had to learn a lot of things. One, how to build a PC, which was kind of an adventure in itself, but performance-wise, it's really been quite an improvement, and I really am glad that I went through the process of doing it. I lost a lot of time for sure, just having to learn how to build a PC, but it opened me up to a new type of culture and a new type of way of thinking with regards to just being more familiar with the tools at hand. So one of my friends, she owns an iMac, and this morning I saw on Facebook that she was posting about her graphics card in her iMac that she was having issues with, and I think one of the things that she saw was she was getting these big pink band lines on her iMac, and I guess there's some solution out there to fix that, which involves putting your graphics card into the toaster. So I mean into an oven, and I'm wondering, it's probably because, well, there's some soldering that got loose or something. So putting the whole thing in the oven helps to resolder it. But it sounds kind of nervous. I mean, I get a little bit nervous thinking about that, and I would be. I can imagine that would. I mean, it was an old computer, so I imagine the warranty's already past due, but still, it's kind of a thing that I was like, "Oh, hope you know what you're doing." And I know building a PC isn't for everyone, but at least familiarizes yourself with what with how your computer works. Let me try this. So today I'm drawing on my commissions. I'm drawing all these animals, and I'm drawing a goat right now. And I can't show it to you because of the NDA, but it's been a while since I've drawn this many varieties of animals, and that's one thing I haven't gotten a lot of practices in is designing animals, or goats specifically. And I'm used to drawing in a more cartoon style, but for this project they want something more realistic. So it got me thinking about this as I was, as I'm working on this commission, that because I'm working on this commission, it prevents me from showing or creating content on it, and I can't show it, and so that hampers my content creation and my marketing, my ability to market, and it also takes me time away from working on other projects. And one of the things I followed back in the when I would watch a lot of schoolism is that Bobby Chiu, the founder, would talk about how a lot of artists would get a lot of notoriety for their personal work, but then once they get hired by these studios, their personal work and personal marketing falls by the wayside. So I've been thinking about that a little bit, at least recently, with regards to working on this commission, because it's a pretty involved one, and it's taken me a couple months to go through it. And I'm like, well, I think one of the things I'll probably factor into my next go around is the amount of time lost with regards to my personal brand, because I have to take time away from that in order to do this. So I might weigh that in the next time I'm negotiating another contract. But I'm only just sharing that mostly for, not that I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, it's just that those are one of the things to consider when you're doing freelance, is like what time does it take away from and what kind of projects is it taking you away from. Okay, so got one watching. Oh, hello. Got one watcher, Oak Warriors 2017. Welcome on D Live. So I'll just say hello here. And yeah, welcome to the channel. I usually get a few people on here, but just to recap who I am. So for those of you who are still new to the channel, my name is Nolan Lee. I'm a illustrator based in the Seattle area, and so I currently work at home. I do freelance, and I'm just getting a text from my wife. So I work from home, and I also have children running around, or a son running around at home, and he gets himself to all sorts of trouble. So she's just sending me a video of him. He already had one accident today, so hopefully he doesn't get another accident. But that is life with kids. And I'm streaming right now both on YouTube and D Live. Oh, so okay. So it's kind of a new thing for me to try out. I'm using restream.io, so if you're wanting to stream as well, feel free to jump on. But if you want to see more of my work at the moment, I can't show what I'm working on because of my freelance obligations. Sorry, I have to keep repeating that because there's not many people on this channel right now, so I have to give them a heads up in case they missed it. But yeah, I'm working on the freelance and I can't really show it right now, but I'm just here just to sit, hang out and chat. I'm working on goats right now. How do you draw goats? Okay. So last night I also watched. So I mentioned in previous streams that I watched. I was watching Evangelion because I never grew up with that series, and so I saw what a lot of people just getting really excited once it got onto Netflix, and I watched it last night. I watched it with my wife, and you know, she's not really an anime fan, but you know, she'll sit and watch things that I like to watch. And I have to say, at least from my, because for a while I kept hearing people saying, "Oh, this is good, this is great. You know, you should, you know, this is one of the most influential animes of all time." So that was my main. That's what was my main curiosity about it. And I gotta say, I hope I don't lose subscribers for this, but I wasn't really. I don't think I like it. I think there's. And one of the reasons. And I have to think about this more, but I think it's because. I think it's because. It's probably because that one is I'm a little bit removed from the time that it came out, so I don't have the nostalgia factor that it for that a lot of people have with regards to that property. So so there's that one part, but I think so when I'm analyzing it, I think I'm taking it from a slightly different perspective. But I know one of the big things about it was that it talked a little bit about the internal conflict, and so for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, it's basically like a mecha, giant robots punching aliens type of show. And actually, let me try this chat function. Someone, Oak Warrior says, "How's your day/night? My day/night is going well." I think I needed, whoop. Oh, I guess I have to. I guess I clicked the wrong button. But anyways, maybe if I add this. So I have to say that so there's a couple factors working against me with regards to watching that show, and so it's a big giant robots versus mecha or versus alien show, and it focuses on the internal conflict, and there's also, you know, themes of teen angst, you know, so a lot of from what I can imagine, there's a lot of young people who watch the show. You know, so there's that aspect of coming of age sort of thing, but I think just the overall presentation, it doesn't stick to me, and it doesn't feel quite as timeless as I would like compared to other other shows, and it's also because in some ways I'm used to a different set of pacing. So there's certain parts of the show, particularly in the later stages, where the pacing gets really manic, I think. And I was reading up on some of the production challenges they had, and I believe it was, like near the last few episodes, they were actually running out of funding, and they couldn't draw as many frames, and especially in the last couple episodes, it's really apparent. There's a lot of held frames, not a whole lot of tweening animation, and it was just, I feel like I'm pretty patient with regards to watching different types of shows, and with different types of pacing, but my wife was really she wasn't having any of it, so it actually became a little bit entertaining watching her reaction to it all. And there's aspects to it that I appreciate, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. To me, Cowboy Bebop is still the top one. But it was funny because so if you haven't seen the show, what I talked about the last few minutes probably doesn't really apply, but I think it was just something that was on my mind recently. What's also interesting about that show, and I could bring up, hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for this, but I can just bring up just the visuals. And I think one of the things I appreciate about the show was that it was, I can't really, I'm just gonna hold off on that for now. Sorry, this is what it's like. Just sorry, I had to just duck out of there it's gonna be I just need to get through this. I need to get through this freelance so I can at least stream some other stuff. Or actually, you know what? Let me just take a quick break from the freelance, and I'll provide something a little bit more. Something more interesting for all you guys. So here we go. All right. So here's my Photoshop. Oaks Warriors 2017 says, I'm gonna call you Oak. Is it weird that I don't watch anime movies? No, are perfectly normal. You are perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with you. I think you also have to be in a certain mindset you kind of have to be willing to be okay with anime, because it's not for everyone, for sure. I mean, I tend to like a lot of things. Actually, let me just get that done. I tend to be open to trying a lot of different things, and so I'm kind of liberal in that regard, but I'm also very conservative in other areas. But I think it does help to get different perspectives, and at least have a diversity of ideas to get more inspiration from. Because if you're just stuck with looking at the same thing, it tends to feel a little bit stale. So that's why I get a little bit tired of all the Star Wars talk and drama, and there's some things when I watch, like if I watch like a Korean film, it's like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. I never thought about that, even though the pacing might be a little bit off. So I liked watching it, not only for my own enjoyment, but also just for, I don't know, I just think a lot of Western media just feels kind of boring right now, to be honest. And that's not to say that all Japanese and foreign media is that engaging either. I mean, I used to watch a little bit more anime, but now I'm kind of sick of it. Sick of some of the boilerplate offerings that they have these days. So I actually haven't watched that much cartoons and anime in general because just because I think fiction is starting to have a little bit of a. It just feels like it's not that interesting to me. Sorry, let me get out of this. Sorry, I'm kind of drawing a little bit uninspired today. So this is my original character. I'm still writing for this story. It's planning to be more of a narrative. So my first book, the Panda is Fat, in my second book, the Panda is Still Fat. Those are more poetry and haiku. So it's like. Oak says, "Is it weird that I draw amazing?" Amazing is subjective. Sometimes I just feel like I have to. Sometimes it's a fight. 'Cause I need to practice my humans a little bit more. I'll see what I can do. Oh. You read Panda is Fat in school. Oh, interesting. Have you seen my work before, Oak? Because my book's not in that many schools. And I'm self-published, so it's not like I have the book all across America. And are you also based in the West Coast as well? Or if anything, have you met me? Yeah, so that's one of the things I'm trying to do is I gotta simplify some of this more. This is way too busy. So for those of you who are new, I think there's only one other person. I am self-published, so I'm still trying to figure out the publishing world. And I've stuck with self-publishing for now because one is I don't know how to approach a publisher, and I just don't want to just jump in headlong. Just thinking that just having a publisher is going to solve all my problems. I think it might, in some cases, depending on the what my goals are. Let's go like that. Why does that feel weird? Okay, there we go. I think that's a little bit too. Let's get narrower. So this is where I do some of my self-coaching, where I'll talk through some issues I'm having as I'm drawing. Because right now I'm drawing really sloppily and really sketchy. And I don't even know if I have the right proportions correct. So I'm just gonna keep just doodling, just get the idea down, and just try not to noodle too much. Or I guess I'm noodling right now, which is fine. But if I want to finish this piece or finish this drawing, I have to be better about it. So I think let's keep it straight. Because there's a tangent going on right here. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to... Kind of feels weird to me right now. Let's go like this. Sometimes like just hitting some of these landmarks, I'm like, I also want to simplify my style too, so let me just shrink this down a bit. I feel like I need to draw smaller, so let's go like this. So this helps to not get so bogged down into details. That's one of the things I forgot to do, was just start off this. Let's go like that. So already I can see like there's some proportion stuff going on. Maybe just legs might be a bit long. Let's give her some bigger calves. I think her arm's a little bit short, so let's just here. Yeah, I don't know where this arm is. Let's scoot it up there. So one of the things I'm testing out with the story is seeing if I can figure out a way to add some kind of, maybe I should add some boosters. Excuse me. Some of that coffee is coming back up today. So it's really messy right now. Gonna try to get out of this messy mode. Still fun though. You're on the West Coast. That's excellent. West is best. I mean, I like the West Coast. It's just getting kind of expensive here. Too many people moving to Seattle and the Oregon coast, or into Oregon, where I'm originally from. That's pretty much it. How you do it. Let's try to simplify this even more. I'm gonna try to. It's kind of. So this tuning fork is a staff. It's kind of a key to unlock some special abilities. Not necessarily magical abilities for her, but abilities that other powers and other creatures. Thank you. It helps to do these type of drawings again. The only thing is I'm a little bit too zoomed in on this. I need to back out. Need to back off for a bit. I should have sent this on Instagram. Bit of a tangent going on here. Let me just add some more dimensionality. She kind of has Mega Man legs, Mega Man boots right now. Trying to write the story to figure out how to incorporate those, give some kind of logic to this. It's kind of hard too because it's easy to get bogged down into details, and so I was like, I just got to write from the. My thing is trying to make things feel more organic, not so structured, but it's kind of a tricky thing. Because I kind of feel like I'm a structure guy at heart. I think maybe just increase this leg a little bit. And just skew everything here. I feel like this leg is probably too not straight enough. That a bit. Okay, then just gonna do a quick color. How long I've been streaming? About, I don't know, on and off. I feel like it's I've had a channel for a couple years, and but I haven't really been regularly posting to it. And now I've decided this year I would take some more time to really hone the and really work on just building up the channels in my streaming presence. So it's kind of an I wouldn't say I'm kind of a novice, but I'm still like I've been here for a while, but just not regularly. On D Live, it's new obviously because well, it's D Live, but whoa, give her some super. Super boots. Let's see. I feel like I need to tweak your nose just a little bit. Yeah, so that's pretty much what she's like. Why does it keep freezing? Well, that's a good question. I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe it's because I don't read all that. I'm not talking all that often, or maybe because on my OBS shows that it's actually doing pretty good. My YouTube stream shows that it's streaming okay. Let me just double check my channel here. Pardon me. I guess if I wanted to add some other fancy colors. Let's boost up the red. Boost up the blue in the shadows. Let's add a different tone to the truth or question. Well, this is my show, and I'm saying I set the rules here. So I don't get to reveal everything about myself. But anyways, this is pretty much it for the drawing stream here, with this portion of it. So I guess this makes for an okay, good stopping point here. But yeah, feel free to follow my stuff, subscribe and like, tell your friends about it. This is a character that I'm working on. It's not quite done. The story's not quite fleshed out, but I'm working on it. Here, let me add some nice shading. Maybe I can add a bit of shading here. Add some more. Make it pop a little bit. give some more dimensionality to her. Ground her a bit more. Yeah, say we call that good. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys, and that was about an hour. Thanks for following below, and let me know if you guys what you guys would like to see more of. This is a channel that I'm still developing, still growing, so there's a lot to grow. A lot of things we could do with this channel, but appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I'll just put this here just so that she has an elbow. She's got an elbow. Alright, guys, this is Penny the Panda Courier, and I will give more updates about this character in the future once I get more of a story put together and start developing more designs. Alright, you guys have a good one, and I will catch you guys on the next stream. I'm trying to do these daily, so feel free to sign up for notifications when I jump on this on the stream. Alright, bye guys.